major part, what Verstappen said in his interviews was he was battling Mercedes alone.
Hmm.
Mercedes ganged up on him,
What do you
and
mean ganged up on him? Hey guys, we're back with episode 2 of the When Noobs Talk F1 podcast. This time we talk about what made Red Bull take the decision of choosing Perez over Albon, and is that really the best decision? So, in case you missed episode 1, the link to that will be in the description below. And if you like this video, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe to my channel for more sim racing and motorsport related content. So, without further ado, let's jump straight into the highlights of the podcast. And back how this whole thing happened. Okay.
okay,
I think we're talking like Sakhir GP or maybe before that, right? When did the news come
yeah,
through that that Perez was not having a seat after Racing Point?
I think that was nearly 6 races before the end.
6 races? Wait, really? Oh yeah. So I think it was back in like Hungary GP, right?
Yeah, because at the time Vettel announced his transition to Racing Point.
And then I believe like he had some good races or what?
Uh, he had good races, all other than his last few races, like 2 times when his car, gave up. One near the end and one at the start only, Abu Dhabi.
Yeah, and then he also won the freaking Bahrain Grand Prix, you know.
Yes.
So that was there too.
So see, he was performing consistently throughout the year. Like he was getting points throughout the year, and towards the end, he started performing better, except the 2 times when his car gave up. Other than that, he performed very consistently and even won. So that was like a cherry on top, with respect to his performance in the season.
That's true. And like, he's been there in Formula 1. I'm just thinking of like how, like, okay, imagine this, right? Like Christian Horner
Yeah,
and like that engineer dude, what's his name? Helmut Marko. They're there in a room
yeah,
where, like, you remember that
mm,
thing came out where Red Bull released a statement. They said ki, like, we are analyzing all our options and we'll give an update. I think it
yes.
was 2 days before like the decision came, right? So I'm just thinking like
That was,
how they were like
yeah.
at thinking about that decision. Like what were the
See,
two options?
technically, if they were gonna check theoretical, results, what happened, and all the race times and all,
Mm-hmm.
then definitely Perez stands out, if compared to Albon. And given the, same specs, Albon could have or should have, performed better in the car. And the major part, what Verstappen said in his interviews was he was battling Mercedes alone.
Hmm.
Mercedes ganged up on him. They couldn't try different strategies while Mercedes could.
What do you
And
mean ganged up on him? Wait, what?
ganged up on him. If you see the races, Albon was usually behind, like fifth, sixth. He wasn't there
Yeah.
fourth. Like Abu Dhabi, Mercedes couldn't try a new strategy. They
Yeah.
had to go with the same strategy just to ensure second, third result can be achieved.
Hmm.
That wouldn't have been the scenario if Albon was not behind them. If Albon was even fifth, sixth, they would have tried with different scenarios to see if someone could overtake Verstappen with different tire strategy or anything. But
True. And then I feel that like Perez was very consistent in his races.
mm,
I think especially the Sakhir GP, he pulled off a
definitely,
result there too, and then the Turkish one also he scored good points. Like, do you think Perez is
thought
a good
process.
choice moving forward?
I think it is because if you see successful Red Bull lineups, it has always been a little experienced driver and a new driver. In this scenario, they went with two new
Hmm.
drivers,
You mean like Vettel
Albon,
and
Gasly,
Ricardo? No, I'm thinking like
yeah,
Vettel,
Ricardo,
Ricardo.
and then Verstappen. Like someone
Hmm.
has already been groomed in Red Bull, and another person who's new to Red Bull. And that combination they broke when they took Gasly in. in order to just
Try out
go
2
through
new
the Red Bull
youngsters.
and to see the Red Bull driving program, like 2 young drivers from there, and even Albon came in and he showed promise also in the beginning.
Right. That's a good
And
point,
then
actually. Yeah, go ahead.
yeah,
No,
so
go ahead.
after that they got Albon and they tried a year out with him. What's interesting is we all wanted Perez to get a seat in Formula One. We badly wanted. And then suddenly, when he got the seat, you can see a transition. And there are no posts saying that Perez shouldn't have gotten that seat, but there are posts where Red Bull should have treated Alex Albon better, or Albon shouldn't have lost that seat
Should he though?
in
Like,
particular.
does he really? Do you really think like they should treat him better? Like he's basically gotten 1.2 seasons, and like really nothing, no sign of improvement in terms of coming close to Max. Like, yeah, he's pulled off these podiums, that's great, but like if you look at like
Yeah,
straight line pace, like not straight line pace, but like just pace, you know.
I think something was off this season because if you consider that point two, or it's more than point two, I would say, because he raced around six races last
Hmm.
season,
Hmm.
and he performed consistently well those seasons. And this season was somehow very off for him. Now in Abu Dhabi also he was 3-4 seconds,
Wait,
behind Hamilton.
you're talking about
Uh,
Albon?
yeah, no. So Abu Dhabi, Verstappen was leading, Bottas was behind him, Hamilton was third, and Albon was behind Hamilton. But
Really?
Albon was 4 seconds. Yeah,
You're
and
talking about
Albon
this
was
one?
yes,
Like,
Abu Dhabi Grand Prix.
Ninth place spot, and Esteban
so where was
Ocon
Albon here? He's like
to
fifth.
Lando Norris, 8/10 of a second to Alex Albon. He's been pushing.
What, he got a podium here?
But how long can
No,
he stay
he came
close to
fourth.
him? Can he get by
Lol.
here? He's going to fight that one
Okay,
too strongly.
fourth.
As a nice move for Alex Albon. Goes
Okay,
up
I
to
mean,
fourth place,
cool,
but
dude.
Norris gonna
But
try and
like,
switch it back again.
Check it out, bro.
okay,
Check it
okay,
Yes,
okay,
because the
okay.
McLaren to wheel.
Oh,
Yeah.
Sergio Perez, what's
Oh,
happened here?
dude,
This
damn.
looks like mechanical issues.
Perez.
And the man who won
Yes,
from
very
last to
sad.
first, last time out.
What at
has a
this time
different-
was the decision already made?
No.
No.
The decision came only 2-3 days back, bro. A few days back.
Oh, interesting.
Kind of first here in Abu Dhabi, the first driver to retire from the race. And the engine just
That's sad.
completely
Oh, damn it,
went on him.
dude.
Oil pressure kill, it says on his steering wheel.
That's very sad.
Yeah.
6.3, safety
So at
car
even at this
period.
point, like, yeah, it's
Stop, and then
Fresh
it's like
tyres
Albon
up.
fourth,
Williams making his
fourth.
way very slowly around the head. Now actually could be Pietro Fittipaldi. As
I can see
Has
he's
he got
like
enough under braking? Yes, to stay
1
ahead of
second
Charles.
behind
Carlos
Bottas,
Sainz has
Hamilton.
got the McLaren in
That
eighth place,
increases to
declared down
4
to
seconds.
ninth.
Wow.
For Tauri, past the
6
racing
seconds.
points, they did finish as
Oh,
Gasly
yeah,
went
sir.
through. Pretty good stint.
8
By
seconds.
Daniel
Wow,
Ricciardo.
dude.
In perfect fashion.
So he's literally like 8 seconds slower than Max, bro.
Yes.
Bro, that is like
So hence Perez
hence.
coming into Red Bull, and we just got to see what he does with that car. It can win championship. We know that. Verstappen is giving his
Hmm.
all in the car. Yeah.
But yeah, anyway.
See, it will.
So-
What we need to see is going by the new driver in Red Bull chart, like they are not barely giving a season or even half a season to their drivers, and they're
Hmm.
asking for performance. If Perez doesn't live up to the performance, it could be anything. Like you're driving a completely new car, and let's see, like if Perez doesn't perform, it's going to be very interesting to see how Red Bull tackles it, because Alex Albon is a reserve driver.
So did they say he's a reserve driver, huh?
Yeah. They
Oh.
said only good things about Albon, not like how they.
I mean, yeah, they gotta be politically
Gasly.
correct, yeah, and all that. But it's basically they just said, "Dude, you're not good enough for Red Bull," basically.